Hello. Let's see. What is it? I don't even know what day it is or what time it is. So there you have it. It's either really early Thursday morning or really late Wednesday night, the 2nd or 3rd of September. I'm at home working on the church mouse project. I think I have the mouse mostly done. His eyes are drying right now. I hope I didn't ruin them. I put some diamond glaze on them thinking it would just, run down and coat them. I wanted them to be shiny, and instead it just beaded on top of the eye, so we'll see what happens. So right now what I'm going to do is spray this. This is the little scarf that I crocheted. And then I have like a couple leftover threads that I am going to make it look like it's sewn on this button. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little clay button that I made. It looks kind of like a pig snout, but anyway, I still haven't figured out how I'm gonna do the vest thing. I don't know. And this wants to curl, and I don't feel like ironing it. I suppose I could get the iron out, but we'll see what happens once I get it wet. And then I'm going to use my Dylusion spray inks. This is Poison Jade, and hopefully I won't get it on my table. I better cover that up. I forgot that I haven't covered this table yet as I'm working on it. This section of the table anyway. And this spray, I'm not too talented with it, so it kind of goes everywhere. Or nowhere. Oops, I could feel it on my arm, which is weird. We'll do some green. Some red. No. We'll do the blue next, I guess. I don't want red and green together. I was thinking multicolored would be good. We'll do blue again. And it's just supposed to be kind of an old scarf. So it doesn't need to look too... I'll dip this in the blue. Let's use our tweezers. I think it's blue. I love it. It's stuck to the tweezer and I can't turn it over. Alright, let's see if we can... I did a lot of putzing around with that mouse. Oh my gosh. I think I want this to be a dark thread. And I'm just going to pull it through the button and then glue it, I think, to the back of it. Because I don't have a needle that will both fit this and go through the buttonholes, so oh dear. I would think it would soak right into this cotton. Uh-oh, my mouse moved. Don't move. Ugh. There we go. That should work. Let's see. Need some. Maybe I'll try to maybe this has a coating on it or something that's resisting the ink. I don't know. All right. This was fun. Can't say I've ever done this before, but it sounded like it would, you know, in my head, of course, it was going to be simple. Just squirt, squirt. It's not really turning out that way. Well, I hope it doesn't look hideous. It's kind of turning black. I don't necessarily like that. Huh. Well, let's see. Let's spray some. I want red, not black. I don't know why that red is so icky. Well, let's turn it over. Uh-oh. Maybe when it dries, it'll look different. Yeah, I think the string has a coating on it. It's resisting. Of course, then I have a fan on. That's probably why I'm feeling it blow on me. Duh. Huh. Get off of there. Oh, that's so annoying. Why is it sticking to the tweezers? Oh, I can't believe this. Maybe I have to let this dry and then hit it again. I don't know why that. Maybe I should have sprayed it with water first. Maybe then it would have absorbed better. This is awful. It doesn't want the ink. It's saying no. Of course, it'll come off on me, no problem. I soak it up pretty good. Oy. I'm assuming you can see what I'm doing. check here. Yeah, I think you can. It's not looking too pretty, is it? But, you know, once it's tied around his neck, I don't think we're going to care, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I can use markers to fill in where maybe it looks like it's not covering. I just thought this would be a lot quicker and easier than that, but oh well. Why should that be the case? All right, let's get a baby wipe out. Let's wipe this up. Ugh, look at that. Ugly. Ugly. I still have a bunch of that mouse fur. Oh, look, there's a whole section here that didn't get colored. Ah, that's awful. Well, if I ever decide to do this again, we'll have to do it differently. Look at this, it goes all the way over here. Ugh. Whoops, I dragged the scarf along the table that's not covered, of course. Oh. So parts of it are very wet. And other parts aren't. Huh. Let's see if we can clean off these tweezers a little bit. I don't know what's on them. Glue, I suppose. Yeah, so I've spent hours on this mouse, and I think he's about what I thought he would look like. So let's see what happens. All right, well, I think what I'm gonna do, I'll try to lay this more flat and lay one of these on there. A couple of those. Silicone stir sticks. Maybe that'll help flatten it out for the next. That might have been part of the problem. So I can't really do much else now that I did this right here. So I think, and this has to dry. Now look at the that's fantastic. All right, so now I'm all inked up, nails and all. Oh yeah, I tried doing like fancy nails, and then it just wound up looking like I dipped my fingernails in paint, and I thought, well, you know, it's not too far from the truth in most cases, so I have to reprint some stuff. I'm going to do a hymnal. I'm thinking about this size, and then I have some little teeny sheet musics. I can't figure out with what I have to work with how to get more than one on a page. I'm sure there's a way. I just haven't found it yet. I get tired of it after a while. So in the hymnal, I'm going to have some hymns. I have like another one. This one came out a little too big. And then I'm going to put in like little mousy pin-ups, you know, like there's one of Minnie Mouse that's, you know, kind of rated G, but then there's a couple, you know, sexy mousies in there that I found. I don't know. And I thought I could sneak those into the hymnal. I think I'm going to use, I wanted to use this stained glass, but it's another one of those free clip arts that they don't want you to actually use, apparently, because it's all blurry and it's hurting my eyes just looking at it. So I think this was my next choice. It's way too big, so I'm going to have to make that smaller. And I think in one of my last videos I showed the fireplace, but it was like the full page. I made it smaller, but I want it a little bit bigger than that. I, the other day, framed my, let's see, where you might be able to see her better. Just kind of, I put gloss over her. I made a frame. It wasn't the original frame that I was planning on because her head's too big. And she kind of got a little bit faded because the paper that it printed on was the regular printer paper. I've got some thicker in there and some thinner, and you know, anyway, I wasn't paying attention, and I printed her on like the regular printer paper, and then I glued her onto this black homemade paper. This stuff. So I don't know if that kind of leaked into the regular copy paper with the ink or whatever, but so she looks a little darker than I remember her. But I think hanging on the wall, you know, it's not going to be that big of a deal. I got some bubbles in there, you know, because it's paper, and I used diamond glaze again on that. I probably should have used glossy accents, but I think this stuff is less expensive, and I don't know. I should, before I say that, I should probably look into that. But so she's gonna hang on the wall. With the, I'm thinking, and I'll be doing this probably while I'm recording, but you may have seen this idea that I have of the mouse door, and the cat will be peeking in, the door will be here, and then I'm thinking of using, oops, my hand is touching that thread. I'm thinking of using like this wallpaper, and then where'd she go? No, I covered her up somehow. Oh, here she is. And then, you know, and then she'd be hanging on the wall on this page, and this would be like one of the scenes, and the mouse will be holding, and I'll show you him later. He'll be holding the tray of cheese and crackers. So in my little testing out him holding his accessories, this is a little heavy, so he's going to have to be adjusted, otherwise he goes, you know. Didn't think of that, gotta think of that, you know. I should have made it thinner or something, I don't know, darn it. But anyway, it is what it is. Excuse me. It's not like I couldn't do it over, I guess, but I haven't got his little glasses glued on yet. So that's one of the scenes, and then, you know, and then I wanted to have one with him by the fireplace in a comfy chair, which I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do. And then I think I talked about having like a little mouse cemetery because he's a widower, and I thought he could visit the grave. But I had it so complicated, and then the tombstone would have been so tiny, I couldn't write like Mrs. Church Mouse on there. So I'm thinking I'll have like the church window, and I'll put don't fall. I'll put brick, you know, I'll somehow incorporate the brick so it's like the outside of the building. And maybe I'll do this on, once I figure out what size I want and can duplicate it. I might put it, do it on vellum so that I can light it up behind and make it look like it's lit, and then have like a little tombstone with Mrs. Church Mouse written on it, and then he can have some flowers. I haven't figured that out either, so there's a lot to figure out still. And I've got my flames, and I think I mentioned that I want to use vellum for the flame, and then put a candle behind it. And what else? So far, I don't know how many scenes I should have. I did want to have one with him swimming in the baptismal bowl or whatever, but his tail. Ugh. So it works great if he's standing around. But if I want to sit him in a chair, or I want to have him swimming in the baptismal pool, his tail's going to be in the way, and I glued it on. So I should have probably Velcroed it on so it could be removed, so he could be put in these different positions without the tail. But too late now, you know. So these aren't things that you think of. Oh, and here's, I was going to do like a little stack of firewood. Using matchsticks. I think that will be cute. So there's that. And then also I want to put like a keyhole, you know, just drawn on, but I also was thinking of gluing on, you know, like a little ring of keys, you know, because he's the church mouse. He might have keys for the place, you know. Guy's got to get around. He might have some church mouse chores to do. I don't know. But I haven't figured out how to do that either yet. So maybe make them out of clay, you know, little clunky keys. It's really just to kind of give you the idea if that's what's going on. But I don't think I have any key charms, and if I did, they might be too big. I might have to look and see. So what I'm going to do now is pause this and hope that I can just pick it up when I come back, when it dries. I think I'm going to eat something because I've been sitting here for a long time. Maybe I'll just give you a sneak peek. Nope, no, don't be scared, because he is kind of scary looking. But here he is. His eyeballs are still drying. I don't know. One of them looks shiny, and the other one, I don't know. He kind of looks like he has cataracts, which is okay. I never thought of that. So, and here's his fur. I'm thinking of maybe getting my mousse out so I can get it to stick down a little bit. Because you can't really tell how soft he is anyway. And it's like every time I touch him, the fur moves and gets all really messy looking. I used, let's see, do I have any of that left? I do, but where is it? It's here somewhere. It was from a piece, you know, like a tag, you know, that stretchy elastic. That's what I wound up using for his whiskers, and I glued it on with E6000. I glued his ears on with E6000. Here's his tail. See why his tail's a problem? And I did it this way because I was thinking, well, he's old, and, you know, so his tail would be dragging. Like, he just doesn't have the will to have it all up and curly. And so I've got hair in his ears. And then my little eyebrow, I might have to trim, like, right in here, the eyebrows if I can. That's kind of where the, I don't know if I can, without ruining it. But I had put slits in the eyeballs and then put took little triangles of cardstock and glued fur on that, and then glued the cardstock into the eyeball because I couldn't think of any other way to do eyebrows. And I didn't give him like clay hands or anything because I want this to be all bendable. So if he needs to hang on to something. Yeah, so here's like a side view. The back. I kind of put like a thing here. I'm going to have to color in where the glue is, maybe cover that up a little bit. His feet, he can stand by himself, maybe not on things, but so yeah, there's a little touch-up things. I don't know how easy, maybe once I get the mousse on here, but I don't want it to look matted as much as it, you know, because it kind of already has some matty looks to it, which is fine, but I want some silky. I'm afraid the mousse, maybe if I just put it in little certain areas. Like I've got my little fan blowing right now, so we'll have to remember not to have a fan blowing. And then when I trimmed, I thought I could trim it so it didn't look like a blunt cut, but it's kind of looking that way now. But we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll... So anyway, you'll see him again. I'll just put him over here while his cataracts dry. That's funny. I'm glad I didn't think of that because I would have tried to do it and it wouldn't have worked, you know. It would have done what I wanted it to do this time. So, all right, so this is drying. And I glued the ends of this, but I don't know if that's sticking. It doesn't matter because I'm just going to loop it in here once. I just did the 2-hole button because I barely could get the 2 holes in there with this size. And the size is huge compared to his vest, but I thought it still looked kind of cute, so. Anyway, I probably used up all my time anyway now, but half an hour. Well, we'll pause it, I think. Can I do that? I don't think I can. It's not, I can turn it off is my only, darn it. Oh, that's light and dark. All right, well, I guess that was just a bunch of chit chat for nothing, kind of. I can't do anything with this wet stuff, and I keep bumping the camera. So I guess my only option is to stop it. I can't pause it. I don't see a pause button. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in a little bit.